Welcome back. Is hit TV as we know it dead? The streaming wars have fragmented the entertainment space so much that the classic TV show as a cultural phenomenon is a relic of the past. Or so says my next guest. The Nielsen data seem to agree as the top 5 most watched TV episodes of all time all occurred way back in the 20th century. For more, I'm joined by Steven Zajcik. He's business of entertainment writer at the Washington Post. It's great to have you here, and I don't think this is just TV either. If you look at the music landscape, it tells you. What are the cultural implications of this, Steven?
Yeah, there's an incredible fragmentation going on, and you hit it right on the head. It's going well across TV into all sorts of other entertainment media, and I think the implications are huge. I mean, you know, it wasn't that long ago, back in the 90s, when we can all talk about a Seinfeld or a Friends, or 10, 15 years ago, we could all talk about an American Idol. Gosh, 2, 3 years ago, we were all talking about Game of Thrones. That's not happening anymore. I think that's leading to a lot of fracturing and frankly, reflects the divisions we see elsewhere.
Yeah, and so, you know, as we think through all of this from like an industry or an investor point of view, you also wonder where the money is to be made, right? I mean, the valuation of Netflix and all these streaming platforms is so ginormous, even they're somehow capturing the public eyeballs, even if they're very fragmented through all these different shows.
Yeah, and I'm glad you bring up Netflix because and their valuation, because the fact that this is happening, I don't think is unrelated to how successful Netflix has been and why the street so believes in them. Netflix doesn't need a big, broad hit. They don't need a Friends, to gather 30 million people. They certainly would like to have some of those shows, but what they really want and what Ted Sarandos and other executives there talk about is, get everybody's favorite show. Even if everyone in your house is watching something different, you'll still subscribe. In fact, you're more likely to subscribe. So I think this fragmentation is very much directly connected to these streaming companies. They don't need, in fact, sometimes they prefer not to have one big broad hit. They prefer to have 5 small ones.
What are the implications for advertising if Netflix doesn't even show ads?
Yeah, the Madison Avenue side of it has been really interesting. I mean, we're still seeing a lot of spending. We saw spending the upfronts just last month for the broadcast networks. We're seeing it across the board, but we're seeing it precisely because the audiences are shrinking. Advertisers are so desperate now to reach, this sort of ever, narrowing audience that Super Bowl ads and the few things that are kind of capturing us on a wide scale are going for record prices. So I think advertisers will still spend, but the idea of being able to hit everyone, as you say, in one fell swoop, just doesn't exist because a lot of these services don't even carry it.
And I wonder how much longer sports will even be able to do that. I mean, it just feels like it's a vestige of a time that's passed, and I'm not sure that people really care anymore. I mean, there is this whole kind of culture built around it, but you can just see it kind of getting chipped away at year after year and yet still delivering so much value. I just want to share an article, quote from your piece from Robert Thompson, who we've had on this program from Syracuse University, where he says, decades ago, you could disagree with someone on virtually everything and still both sing the theme song to Gilligan's Island. That common ground is gone. I know you're not a political commentator, so to speak, but do you think there's going to end up being some kind of societal need for these transcendent shows or some kind of cultural touch point that can bring everybody together?
I do. And I think Thompson makes a great point when he says that we don't have that. And what does that mean for us on a sociological and political level? The problem is, as we've been talking about, is economically and financially, the incentives aren't there to do that. It's much more advantageous not to do that. And so I think where that leaves us politically and culturally, unfortunately, is not in a very good place.
We have the Olympics around the corner, and that's usually one of the biggest events, of the decade as well. So for those things that can still bring eyeballs, at least relatively speaking, is that where all the advertising money is going in kind of the old TV world? Or is Netflix the exception to the rule, which is that a lot of these streaming platforms are going to end up packing in just as much ad load as the product that we were used to 10 years ago?
It's a very good question. And HBO Max, as some viewers may know, just added an ad-supported option. Other services have the same. I don't think Netflix is heading there anytime soon, but I think there may be some need to try to do that. But I still think even with these ads, things are just going to get very targeted and very customized. You mentioned the Olympics. Yes, it does bring together a broad audience for, maybe something like the opening ceremonies or a very big gymnastics or swimming performance. But a lot of this stuff, as NBC has been talking about, will be watchable on Peacock, hours later, bundled in different ways. So even the Olympics, if we're all watching it, we're not watching the same thing. We're not watching it at the same time. It's a very different world.
It's so true. Steven, it's been a pleasure having you on to describe all this. Thank you. Steven Zajcik.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.